Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson is presented by Adena Springs, Ashford Stud, VC2A Paste, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, GLC 5500, Gainesway, Horse Sense, Keeneland, Lanes End, Malone's, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Spendthrift Farm, Thoroughbred Times, Warrendale Sales, and Woods Ed's Farm.
Hello everyone, and thanks for starting Derby Day with Thoroughbred Week, featuring stakes action from 7 different tracks, including the opening night feature from Churchill Downs, the Grade 3 Derby Trial. We begin with turf fillies and mares at Keeneland in the Grade 3 Bewitched Stakes. Here to win, the 8-5 favorite, Kurt Becker picks up the call.
Shimmering Moment shows the way. Senada draws alongside. The next separating the top 2. Distorted Alice far outside is third, 2 lengths off the lead. Upper Line is fourth. Here to Win is still fifth in between horses after 6 furlongs in 19 3. They got the mile in 44 and change, and they head to the far turn. Shimmering Moment has the advantage by 3 parts of a length. Senada is next. Distorted Alice, then Upper Line back toward the inside. Here to Win is fifth in between horses, 3 lengths off the lead. And now Here to Win looks for running room. Changes lanes toward the outside. Now fourth. Now third. Still 3 lengths off the lead. Shimmering Moment. Senada side by side. Here to Win. On the outside is third. Moving down the center of the course. Senada has the lead. Upper Line tries to fight on between horses. Woodford Bell running from far back on the grandstand side. Senada. Upper Line. Stride for stride. Woodford Bell coming from third. Upper Line had the lead early. Gave it up and comes back to take the Grey Goose Bewitched Stakes for James Graham.
2-1 second choice Upper Line gets up to defeat Woodford Bell by 1.5 lengths. The third graded stakes victory of the meeting for James Graham. Time of the race 2:33-1. A 3-time stakes winner last season, Upper Line opened the current campaign with a close second place finish in the Bayou Handicap at Fairgrounds. The 5-year-old mare by Maria's Mon was bred in Kentucky by Stonerside Stable. Upper Line has earned $497,000 for Stone Farm, John Adger, Oakcrest Farm, and trainer Michael Stidham. To Hollywood Park for turf fillies and mares and the Grade 3 Wilshire Handicap. Grade 1 winner Nereid, the 6-5 favorite, in her first start off a 6-month layoff. Vic Stauffer has the call.
Breecat in charge. Breecat leaves the backstretch, and she is still coasting along. Breecat's going to be tough to catch today. She sprints to the quarter pole now, 2 lengths in front of Antares World in second. To the outside, Quiet Oasis third. Wild Me is at the rail. Then Go Forth North, and Breecat is cutting the corner and opening up. Breecat to the final furlong. She leads by 3.5 lengths from Quiet Oasis in second. Nereid to the outside. Wild Mia. Breecat inside the final 16. The lead is down to 2. Quiet Oasis and Antares World chase. Breecat reaches. Quiet Oasis trying to get her. Quiet Oasis!
15-1 long shot Quiet Oasis takes it by 1/2 length with a dead heat for place between Antares World and pace setter Breecat. Mario Gutierrez, the winning jockey, in 1:34-3. Quiet Oasis, who began her career in Europe with Brian Meehan, gets her first stakes victory. Now in the barn of Ben Cecil, the Irish-bred 4-year-old filly by Oasis Dream was making her first start since running 6th in the Grade 1 Matriarch Stakes over the course and trip last November. Imported by Redham Racing LLC, Quiet Oasis has earned $122,000. Watch Thoroughbred Week online on the Keeneland website at Keeneland.com. Click on the sales banner, then select Video and Thoroughbred Week. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with more turf racing in this segment. We begin at Golden Gate with the Grade 3 San Francisco Mile. Geronimo, the 1-2 favorite. Michael Rona has the call.
They leave the half-mile pole astern, and Sanger Silver has a neck lead on Gallant Sun. Kalimonko moves to a threatening third, 3 deep from Live Sundays. Then Hudson Landing, Dunmore East still out wide. Positive Response next with Worth Repeating. Geronimo next to last, 8 or 9 from the lead. Then Mr. Candy Bar to the quarter pole in the San Francisco Mile. Gallant Sun goes to the lead from Sanger Silver. 1.5 lengths to Kalimonko, Live Sundays, Hudson Landing. Then comes Worth Repeating from Positive Response. response. Geronimo is a mile back. At the 8th pole, Gallant Sun with a 2-length lead. Hudson Landing is bearing down on him. Gallant Sun from Hudson Landing. Geronimo leaving it all too late. He's getting to the line strongly, but Hudson Landing has the lead, and Hudson Landing has beaten Geronimo half a length.
Veteran claimer Hudson Landing upsets odds-on favorite Geronimo by half a length. Juan Hernandez aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 137-1. Hudson Landing is undefeated in 3 starts since being haltered by trainer Blaine Wright for $50,000 in February. His last 2 wins came in optional claimers over the main track at Golden Gate. The 5-year-old gelding by Maria's Mon was bred in Kentucky by Fred Allor. Hudson Landing has earned $365,000. The winner is now owned by Chapel Alpine Farms, LLC. To Hollywood Park for the Grade 3 Englewood Handicap. Champion Acclamation was scratched, leaving Holiday Road as the 3 to 5 starting choice. Once again, here's Vic Stauffer.
3 lengths first to last as they run up the backstretch in the 72nd Englewood Handicap. Absolutely no excuses for Smug. He's had it his own way, and he gallops past the half-mile pole a length in front of Utopian, who's pushed on just slightly by Mike Smith to stay after Smug. Smug leads now by a length and a half, 3.5 furlongs from the wire. Then comes Hamish High at the rail. Holiday Road going to have to close into easy fractions and be 3 wide as they round the far turn. Smug trying to go it all the way. He is still galloping along 3/4 of a length in front of Utopian, who now comes to take him on. Smug leads by a half length at the top of the stretch. Utopian on the attack in second. Holiday Road is still 3 lengths behind. Hamish High is 4th and last. Final furlong, Smug and Utopian, and Smug's tough to get by, and Utopian is on the attack, and these two throw down for the final 100 yards. Smug inside, Utopian outside. Utopian, Smug, Utopian.
2-1 second choice Utopian by Lanes and Stag and Rock Hard 10 runs by Smug to take it by a head. Mike Smith aboard the 2-time Keeneland Sales Graduate in 148-3. The first stakes victory for John Sheriff's trained Utopian, who was coming off a 4th place finish in the Grade 2 San Luis Rey Stakes. The 5-year-old horse was bred in Kentucky by G. Watts Humphrey and Louise Humphrey, and originally sold for $360,000 for the Lanes in consignment at the Keeneland November sale. A $400,000 Keeneland September yearling, Utopian has earned $183,000 from Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Moss. To Keeneland for the Grade 2 Elkhorn Stakes. Newsdad, the 11-10 favorite. Once again, here's Kurt Becker.
It is Newsdad. More pressure now from Samard. A half length separating those top 2. Gap of 2 lengths. Musketeer 3rd by a head. Point of entry 4th down toward the inside. Then Tahoe length 5 lengths off the lead and traveling in the 5th position. Gap of 3 more to Wilkinson next to last. And Sun Tracer at the back of the pack at the midpoint of the back stretch. 6 furlongs and 1:16. It's side by side for the lead. Newsdad toward the inside leads to the next. Samard on the outside is 2nd by 2 lengths. Point of entry 3rd ahead. Musketeer, the 2-time defending champion, 4th on the outside in good position heading into the far turn. A gap of 2 more to Tahoe Lake, a gap of 5 to Wilkinson, and then Sun Tracer, and into the final turn. Newsdad still has the advantage by a neck. Samard now right alongside. 2 more lengths point of entry than Musketeer, followed by Tahoe Lake, who's still 6 lengths off the lead. Wilkinson, then Sun Tracer, a 1/4 mile to come. Samard and Newsdad point of entry, and then Musketeer on the far outside. 4 horses in a line for the lead coming to the 8th pole, and point of entry and Samard are going at it for the top spot. Musketeer needs to find more. Tahoe Lake is diving to the inside. Final furlong of the Elkhorn. Point of entry with Tahoe Lake running toward the inside. Point of entry, a 2-length lead. Tahoe Lake is still 2nd. Point of entry, and John Velasquez to take the closing day feature, the Elkhorn Stakes.
Point of entry scores by a length and a half over Tahoe Lake. John Velasquez, the winning jockey, in 2:29-2. An allowance winner over the course and trip in his latest, the Shug McGahee trainee, is the 130th stakes winner for his sire, Dynaformer, who passed away last Sunday at the age of 27. The 4-year-old colt was bred in Kentucky by his owner, Fifth Stable, and is a half-brother to multiple Grade 1 stakes winner, Pine Island. Point of entry has earned $214,000. John Velasquez with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. The Lanes End Stallion of the Week is multiple Grade 1 winner Aftermarket, who is one of the leading sophomore sires in Kentucky this year with 2 stakes winners. At the recent OBS April sale, Aftermarket was the sire of a $275,000 2-year-old, with Narvik International signing the ticket. It's not too late to breed to Aftermarket. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with 3-year-old fillies coming up in the segment. But we begin at Lone Star Park with the Grade 3 Texas Mile. Canonized, the 11-10 favorite. John Lees picks up the call.
There's a half mile to go. Lydia's Last Step leads it by a half length. Hurricane Ike is there in second. Coyote Legend is poised third. Now Canonize makes a run as Endorsement has to wait here on the inside. So Canonize takes advantage, gets up to be fourth, but going 4 wide. And it's back to Moonshine Mullen and Oak Mott. Get into House, Omniscient, and 15 Love Trails. They're on the turn. Canonize got that run, but now Robbie Alvarado takes Endorsement off the rail. He's got position now, and he's coming off the inside here as they come for the top of the stretch. The leader is Coyote Legend. Canonize, Endorsement. Here comes Get Into House, a long shot from off the pace, but a furlong to go. Canonize, Endorsement, then Get Into House. It's Canonize and Endorsement, and these two, it's a real horse race now, and Endorsement has gone on under a beautiful ride by Robbie Alvarado. Endorsement scores in the Texas Mile.
5-2 second choice Endorsement draws off to defeat favorite Canonized by 2 lengths for a 1-2 finish by Keeneland Sales graduates. Robbie Alvarado aboard in 136-3. Endorsement gets his first stakes victory since he captured the Grade 3 Sunland Derby for Shannon Ritter just over 2 years ago. Following a 20-month layoff, he returned to action in the care of Owen Hardy. Endorsement prepped for this victory with a track record performance at Gulfstream Park. The 5-year-old horse by Distorted Humor was bred in Kentucky by Kilroy Thoroughbred Partnership. Endorsement has earned $585,000 for Kasner Racing. The colt was consigned by Lane's End agent to the 2008 Keeneland September yearling sale, where he was purchased by Maverick Racing for $450,000. Grade 3 Texas Mile winner Endorsement, the Keeneland Sales graduate of the week. To Belmont Park for the Grade 3 Westchester Stakes. Only 4 went postward with To Honor and Serve, the 3-5 favorite. Tom Durkin has the call.
Loose on the lead, it's Bold Deed. 22-4 was the opening quarter mile. Bold Deed throws down the gauntlet here. Javier Castellano trying to harness some of that natural speed of Bold Deed, but he's getting away from the field, and he leads by almost 8 as they move into the far turn. To Honor and Serve still sitting chilly. Halfway home here in 45 flat. Bold Deed, uncontested lead. The lead 6.5 lengths now. To Honor and Serve still rating rather nicely with 3 furlongs to go here. Boys at Toskanova's been given his cue. He's now running along in third. Gumbata Guska fourth toward the inside. And here they come now after Bold Deed. To Honor and Serve takes the lead and takes it willingly as the field turns for home. Boys at Toskanova's on the outside for the stretch drive now. 3/16 from the line. It is To Honor and Serve, and Jose Lascano is looking around for the competition. He's got none today. Boys at Toscanova is going to be second here, and To Honor and Serve, oh, he did it so easily here.
Odds-on favorite To Honor and Serve draws off to defeat Boys at Toscanova by 5 1/4 lengths for a 1-2 finish by Keeneland Sales grads. The winner under high weight of 121 pounds and Jose Lascano in 134-4. To Honor and Serve making his first start since taking the Grade 1 Cigar Mile 5 months earlier. The Belmont trainee has now won a graded stakes for 3 consecutive years. The 4-year-old colt by Bernardini was bred in Kentucky by Twin Creeks Farm, Larry Beyer, and Rancho San Miguel, and was a $250,000 Keeneland November weanling and a $575,000 Keeneland September yearling. To Honor and Serve has banked $1,236,000 for Live Oak Plantation. To Honor and Serve paid $340 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. Turf fillies in the Calder Oaks. Miss Montreal, the 3-1 favorite. Bobby Newman has the call.
So Buleria's lead is down to about a head. Miss Montreal there from between fillies, and Awesome Bell 3 wide as they go to the far turn. They're followed right now by Brown Eyed Nance. Frolic's Revenge is on the move. There goes Frolic's Revenge in the bright orange colors. She is all the way into third. Buleria quickly dropping out of contention as they arrive at the head of the stretch. Awesome Bell trying to push by Miss Montreal, but Frolic's Revenge is coming, and so is Glamour and Glory, who's way out in the center of the course. Ainsley needs about 4 lengths to make up. Frolic's Revenge hits the front. Frolic's Revenge leads Glamour and Glory as they pass the 16th pole. Frolic's Revenge and Chris Landeros in front. Glamour and Glory in one. Leva surging. Here's the line. Very tight.
7-2 second choice. Frolic's Revenge holds off the late charge of Glamour and Glory by a nose. Chris Landeros up in 1:43 3. A stakes winner at both Calder and Gulfstream Park as a 2-year-old. Frolic's Revenge was coming off a 7th place finish in the Grade 3 Here Comes the Bride Stakes. The filly by Vindication was bred in Kentucky by her owner, Stride Right Racing Stable Incorporated. Trained by Milt Wolfson, Frolic's Revenge has earned nearly $195,000. Now to John and Joel of TCI with this week's Triple Crown Insight, presented by Escondrea, standing at TaylorMade Farm.
This week on TCI, we discussed Kentucky Derby 138. Joel, we've been over there all week looking at these horses. We knew they were top-class racehorses going in, but Joel, they looked the part.
John, I really think racing fans are set up for a big treat in this year's Triple Crown, and it starts with America's biggest race, the coveted Kentucky Derby. I really think some history can be made this Saturday. I'm hoping for good conditions, but we have a full field of 20. I think everybody drew fairly well, all the main contenders, based on their styles, and boy, do we have a great, deep, and contentious group.
All right, I know that you've seen a lot of them, but tell me, who do you think looks the best?
You know, John, physically, I think Union Rags and Gemologists really stand out in terms of their stature and the way that they're doing right now. I'll have another also looks very good in the flesh, but you know what? I haven't seen anybody in the 10 days that we've watched the contenders work leading up to the race. I haven't seen anybody that looks bad, and I haven't seen anybody that's really improved their stock, so it's going to play to form.
All right, thank you, Joel. Thank you guys for watching. You can see our complete breakdown of Kentucky Derby 138 on TripleCrownInsider.com.
The Derby trial is coming up, but first, here are the top 10 brisk speed ratings run by 3-year-olds this year. Time now for the featured race of the week presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. It's the Grade 3 Derby trial from Churchill Downs. Bob Baffert settled the 6-5 favorite Painter. Here's the call by Mark Johnson.
And they're off in the Cliff's Edge Derby trial. Painter was away very alertly, and so too Steel Case on that one's outside. Also showing some speed towards the rail. Saint of Saints with the black as they race now towards the end of the chute. And it is Painter who spearheads the field. To the outside, Steel Case. On his other wing is Saint of Saints as they leave the chute behind them. Hierro is now stalking in a share of 4th with the black towards the inside rail and now moving up places. Bourbon Courage then towards the outside, followed by Quick Wit. And at the back of the field is Motor City. 22 3 for the opening quarter mile. 4.5 furlongs ahead of them. And it is the black who has now come through to put his head in front. To Saint of Saints racing in second. Painter is now back to third as they go through the halfway point in the 88th running of the Cliff's Edge Derby trial. The half in 45 1. The black and Calvin Burrell have got the lead on the turn. To Saint of Saints in second. 3 wide is Painter, who now re-engages round the outside for Martin Garcia. Steel Case is now racing in third, but he is 4 wide going around the turn. Hierro is next, followed by Bourbon Courage, who tries to pick up from the back of the pack. So too Motor City. Quick Wit is right out the back of the field, and it is now Painter who has come and got the lead. To the black on the inside, down the outside, Hierro begins to stay on. So too is Steel Case inside the final furlong, and it's now Hierro down the centre of the course for Julien Leperoux, who go on to Painter in second. Steel Case begins to re-rally, but it's Hierro who's out in front. Hierro wins the Cliff's Edge Derby trial.
Hierro kicks clear to defeat the favorite Painter by 1.5 lengths. Julien Leperoux aboard the OBS Cells Graduate in 1:35 1, a 1:07 brisk speed rating. A great start to Derby week for trainer Steve Asmussen. A 5 1/4 length maiden winner over the track last fall, Yarrow was winless in 2 starts at Santa Anita this season. The colt by Hard Spun was bred in Kentucky by Sally Anderson and was a $350,000 OBS March 2-year-old. Yarrow has earned nearly $187,000 for Stone Street Stables, LLC. We'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson has been presented by Adena Springs, Ashford Stud, BC2A Paste, Bloodstock Research, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, GLC 5500, Gainesway, Horse Sense, Keeneland, Lanes End, Malone's, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Spendthrift Farm, Thoroughbred Times, Warrendale Sales, and Woods Edge Farm. Produced by John Henderson in association with Scott Ryan.